Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Sol here. Today is October 14 and we have Hammerman attacking our island. This is by far my favorite event, mainly because for most time my focus on offense and my defenses were under level. I really didn't care about my defenses until it was necessary for me to progress any further to upgrade defenses. So I had to make do with crappy defenses most of the time. And it felt like a puzzle to me to try to get as far as I could. And that's why, I got into that circle bay design that I've been using for the longest time. And I was able to push the boundaries of what was possible to defend with crappy defenses. So from last time, the main difference now is that I upgraded my cannons, I think 1 or 2 levels up. Right now, my cannons I have 4 of them at level 16 and 2 of them at level 15. My sniper towers are all level 15 with the exception of these 2 in the back, which one of them is actually upgrading right now. All my mortars are at level 16. All my flamethrowers are at level 13. All my machine guns are at level 16. My boom cannons are level 12. My shock launchers and rocket launchers are max at level 10 and level 14 respectively. Am I forgetting something? I don't think so. I have the hot pot level 3 as always, and the damage amplifier at level 3. My mines are at max at level 22. My boom mines are at level 13, and my shock mines are at level 1. So yeah, let's. As always, I'm gonna go and try to show you the first. I already run the first 5 stages non-stop. I was able to defeat them without having to redo my base. I'm gonna just load my regular circle base. And again, the idea is to separate the troops and control the timing. And you're gonna see that in a lot of instances along the way. So let's take a look at stage. Stage 1. So he attacked with 96 riflemen, 24 Sukas, and 6 tanks. Nothing humongous. But again, if you have lower defenses, I mean, this is no joke. Again, those buildings in the front there are meant to congregate to help those units cluster up before they walk through the minefield. That way, each mine is hitting the maximum amount of troops as they can. As you can see right there, that this mine just evaporated. 3 mines evaporated over 80% of the troop content. And already all the riflemen, all the foot soldiers are already down. What's only left is the tanks and those riflemen on the corner, which is going to take a little bit, so I'm going to accelerate this. Now, usually, depending on what I see, I may or may not change the order of the frontline defenses here. If I'm getting attacked by a lot of heavies initially, I may have cannons and boom cannons. The same with Grenadiers. Otherwise, that's my main setup for horde. For a lot of foot soldiers. So that was stage 1. Let's take a look at stage 2. So 6 tanks, 24 warriors, 192 riflemen, and 36 Sukas. And here again, with warriors, you see the importance of that building. They all group up. They all come into a nice little pack circle. That's when they go across that minefield and they just get wrecked. Those tanks, for some reason, decided to go the other way. It was interesting to see, nonetheless. But I was expecting them to keep going forward. I really don't understand. I'm guessing it's because that building is closer in terms of the Euclidean distance, the shorter pass distance. In any case, now you see the right side is already wrecked in terms of the first wave. What's only left is on the left. They're spreading a lot more than I would like to. Therefore, maybe having a couple more buildings on the front lines would help you get those units tight. But the hot pods and the flamethrower and the machine gun, they're all amped up, twice the damage. So this is going to be no problem for my defenses to take on. Oh, and I forgot to say that for my defenses, The average level of my base right now, it's 14.1. So if you added up all the defenses together, and then added the level of your mines, boom mines, and shock mines together, and divided them by 39, which is the total number of unique defenses that you have, you come up with, I come up for my base at 14.1. A max level base would have a value of 18. That means that I'm at 78.2% of max, which is not that bad. I'm slowly progressing. All that I have left to do is upgrade defenses. I upgraded all my landing craft to max, my gunboat to max, everything that matters to max. Now it's just defenses, so I can do that slowly. And that's what I've been doing, day in, day out. So for stage 3, 24 Sukas, 32 riflemen, not riflemen, warriors, 20 Grenadiers, 6 tanks, and 72 riflemen. Grenadiers, they are hard not to crack. When they come in, it's crazy. I knew at stage 3 I wouldn't have any main trouble, so I didn't move those buildings in the front. Generally, you want them, but I didn't, mainly because this. You see, right now, those Grenadiers are actually hitting their warriors. So you can use that for your advantage. So that's why I didn't move them, because I knew they were going to be warriors. Most likely they were going to come first with the first wave. Therefore, the Grenadiers will be able to hit them, and do friendly damage. So that's something that you can take advantage of on this stage if you're having trouble. I'm going to accelerate this a little bit. Hey guys, it's no secret. I love this combo for the hot pot and damage amplifier. It's been giving me intel consistently, 7-8 times out of 10. For the last week. There's days that I don't get a lot of intel, but then there are days that I get info on every single attack, and I get attacked about 7 to 10 times a day. So that's 7 or 10 extra intel that I get from my task force. And I think, this combination is good. I know some people use the grappler. I get attacked a lot by teammates, so grappler might be a good idea. But other than defending your base against tanks, I don't feel the grappler has any other good use. I think this gives you the most balance between being able to beat Hammerman without ice and then getting intel from defenses. From killing 10 landing or destroying 10 landing spots in a defense of your island. This is going to take a while. Yeah, and then right now I'm considering dropping one of my resource reward statues. I have a max level guardian for health, and I'm considering dropping my 20% resource reward and then putting it in. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't do it because I like being able to, when I want to, raid for half an hour, 40 minutes, like I did on that previous video that I posted. I'm going to put the link above, where I raided in 40 minutes. I raided over 6 million credits to max my Grenadiers. And I like that. So I'm kind of afraid of missing that because I still have a few other things to upgrade. There's no rush, but still. So on stage number 4, tanks, 9, 260 riflemen, that's a lot. 36 heavies. So this is going to be interesting. The 36 heavies are going to be hard for a lot of people. I know my hot pot is going to be MVP, so there's not going to be any problem with that. Let's see what he drops first. So he's dropping tanks and riflemen on the left side of the base. He targeted a building. I don't know what was it. But again, if that is causing you a lot of collateral damage and you're losing, move that building out. Put it somewhere around here, where that sawmill is. That first wave of riflemen just got wrecked. That's what I like about those mines. They have no chance. Booster rocket launchers are OP. Look at that wave on the left, on the right side. Just got wrecked too. Hotpot is going to come into action very soon. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. They just melt. This is just hilarious. I'm pretty sure Supercell is going to nerf this thing to hell. Because look at this. Look at those heavies. They're just melting, guys. It's insane. And that was 36 heavies. 36 heavies that just got destroyed. Actually, 36 heavies minus 2, so 34. 34 heavies that just got melted by rocket launcher fire, mortar fire, and shock launcher. That was about it. I mean, yes, the cannons were hitting them, but hot pot, I think it was still the MVP. And the hot pot only took about 10%, 20% damage. Let me speed this up because this is going to take a while. This is the only disadvantage of this, is that you have to wait a lot when they decide to go to the left. I mean, it serves its purpose. It essentially does. It's doing what it's supposed to do, just slow down a set of troops. But when it's just a few of them, it just takes a long time. All right, so that was stage 4. Stage 5, 288 riflemen, 48 warriors, and 36 heavies. Again, the combination of heavies and riflemen, it's going to be interesting, but I defended it against it, so circle base, MVP base, it's the best thing ever. So here, again, that grouping, awesome. All those warriors are going to group in. Those riflemen are going to group in, and boom, boom, boom. Bye. Bye. And bye. So that was what? Maybe... Oh, and bye-bye. So I want to say that was about 80% of that force on that side just got destroyed. And now you can see on the other side, I want to say maybe 30%. And now with the rocket launchers and shock launchers, that's it. There's nothing else Hammerman can do in that sense. Especially since he's a little bit dumb and just attacks the same way every time. And done. So it's good that we got rid of those foot soldiers before the heavies came in. And now look at this. This is just, look at those heavies. Gone in what, 3 seconds, 4 seconds? Gone and gone and gone. Yeah, it's hot, but it's just insane. You don't have one, you need to put one. Put that damage amp in. Take your eyes out. Defending sucks against real player bases, against real players, I guess, and then just install this and just profit. And done. That's stage 6. Or stage 5, sorry. All right. So we'll come back in as soon as I finish stage 6 and 7. All right, so I defeated stage 6 on the second attempt. I just needed to do a couple of modifications to my base. Let me quickly show you. Remember that there's a bug with the hot pot. If the hot pot is triggered and actively fire while you deploy troops, then the troops will not follow the landing flag or the flare, and they will go to the nearest building that they can attack. I have a video describing this issue, and I will put it on the description on a little link on the upper right corner of the screen. I'm probably in the description too. But essentially, the first thing I did was move one of the buildings that was here on this corner on this side, essentially to force all the tanks that landed in the middle of the base to go to the right. I want those tanks on the right because that way I can focus on the squishy troops first. The other thing I moved was that machine gun was getting targeted by GBE. So I moved that out of the way. That way it would kill the collateral that was to minimize. Later on, notice that he was also GBEing that cannon there. If I had known, I would have moved them too. But it ended up not mattering for my defense. And I also moved that rocket launcher that was here on the edge firing on the periphery. I moved them inside because I wanted to focus fire on the main troop cluster that's going to come in and attack me. So let's take a look at stage 6. Okay. Oh, so he attacked us with, I didn't see, we'll go back and see how many, but it was a lot of riflemen and a lot of tanks. So here you see, now you see hot pot is firing, and you see all those last troops, how they went on this side instead of going here. So that is what I was talking about. But that first trick managed to work. All the tanks now are going to the right with a large group of riflemen, which is always good. That's less riflemen, the better. Now you see rocket launchers are pounding into those riflemen, and they're gonna melt them pretty quickly. But the main thing that's going to be our ally right there, it's the hot pot. And the medics here, the medics come. And usually medics spell trouble. He landed them last. Usually he lands them first. That way I can take advantage of the medics randomly walking from left to right. But those heavies are done. That hot pot just melt them incredibly fast. You see, those tanks are still chugging along on the right side, and because they're on the right side, then I can focus my strategy to one type of troop, which is horde. So I can do splash damage defenses at the beginning. Then all that's remaining is the one-shot defenses. And now it's just a matter of killing those tanks, which is gonna happen in very short order. Gonna speed it up. All right, so that was stage 6 of Hammerman. Let's see how he attacked us. He attacked us with 9 tanks, 480 riflemen, 36 heavies, and 12 medics. So let's take a look at stage 7. I had to do it on the 3rd attempt. The first attempt, I removed, looking at he had Grenadiers, because he sent 504 riflemen, 1 Scorcher, 20 Grenadiers, and 60 Sukas. Knowing that he was sending Grenadiers, I altered my base the usual way. I move out those buildings on the front and put them on the back. But as it turns out, he sends the Grenadiers at the very end of the final 2 waves. So that was not necessary. So I moved my buildings to the front. And then the second try, I noticed he was GBing stuff that he wasn't GBing before, just because the Grenadiers were destroying most of my buildings. So he failed on the second attempt. And then the third attempt, I moved the buildings out that got GBE'd. I spread out the defenses here on the front line. You see all those machine guns and flamethrowers on the front. That way, so I could force my Grenadiers to be more cluster up. In this region right here, which is a dead zone a concentrated area of fire for my rocket launchers. So yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the defense of stage 7. Again, he sends the Grenadiers at the very end. So the concentration, against the building in the front, grouping them, we're gonna be using that into our advantage. Oh, and the other thing I moved was the boom cannons to the front, so that they could destroy that Scorcher as soon as possible. All right, that Scorcher already has about 40% of his health gone, about 80% of his health gone, and he's gonna die now. So he got destroyed. You see, the right side was pretty successful. We reduced the amount of riflemen there by, I want to say, 70%. So here's the how do you call it? Here's the Grenadier wave. So one thing is that hot part got shocked. If he hadn't got shot, it would have lasted a lot longer. It would have been a lot better. But in any case, we defended. If I had lost that one, I would have moved that building in front of the shock out, so that it wouldn't have been shocked. Hot part went down. The Grenadiers moved forward. That was their mistake. And you have the boosted shock launcher and the boosted rocket launchers that are gonna make short work of those Sukas and Grenadiers. And that's that. The hot part goes down. Grenadiers get too close and melted. And lastly, the shock is going to melt the last set of troops. And what's remaining is just riflemen. And somehow the replay said that we haven't finished, but we did. We defended against them. And yeah, so that was 504, 1 Scorcher, 20 Grenadiers, and 60 medics. Guys, this is, I want to say, the 8th time, maybe the 9th time that I defended against Hammerman, using no ice, using my circle base layout. As you can see, the combination of hot pot and damage amplifier is really crucial if you want to beat Hammerman without using any ice like I do. It works. You just have to be patient, look at what he actually sends, and in the order that he sends it, so that then you can modify your bass and tweak it so that you can defeat him. So I just checked, and it's the 8th. So this with now is the 8th time that I beat this stage, guys. So hope you like it. Hope it helps. If it does, please smack a like, a comment on the video, and subscribe. This is Sol checking out. Have a nice day.